Over the years, during my childhood and adolescence, I've tried playing a number of Castlevania games through various means, but was never really engaged with any of them, so I just figured the franchise isn't for me. Many years later, after watching the Netflix Castlevania show, which I really liked, I had a desire to try and get back to the franchise, even though of course I understood that some of the stuff I enjoyed in the show I won't actually find in the games. Never got to that though, but this ranking series was a perfect opportunity to revisit Castlevania, starting with the first one on NES. And I have to say, it's pretty damn amazing! I don't remember my thoughts about any of the Castlevania games I've played other than I just didn't gel with them emotionally, so I'm not sure why I didn't like the first Castlevania as a child, but I am glad to have revisited it now. I really like a lot of the things the game is doing. First, atmospherically. While the plot is simple and there's really no mythology being set up, we just go to Dracula's castle to kill a bunch of monsters from various classic horror movies, it's all wrapped in such a, dare I say it, cinematic manner. The castle truly does feel like a single interconnected space, a feeling that is enhanced with us seeing its overall map and layout after defeating every boss, with the game showcasing where we are located now. Every part of the environment feels different and fresh. There's so many details in the foreground and background that I'm quite frankly astonished that this is a game made for NES. The sense of place is amazing. At one point we've even seen the background our final goal, Dracula's tower, while crossing over a bridge. And the music? Let's just say, while it is great in the entirety of the game, the real revelation for me was Wicked Child. I think this third block of stages where Wicked Child plays is where Castlevania has really clicked with me gameplay-wise. Well, from the get-go I found the deliberate yet simple and tight platforming and combat mechanics cool, thus having to commit to actions like jumping or attacking. I didn't truly appreciate the design of the game at first, because it's not an easy game per se, so a bunch of things might feel like bullshit at first. And for what it's worth, there is actual bullshit in this game, like the stairs mechanic. You can't jump on them or from them if you're relatively near, then trying to use a special item might trigger going up the stairs instead. So yeah, stairs for example are really not handled well, and a few other things too, so when you get knocked back into a bottomless pit, the game might feel unfair. But also, Castlevania has unlimited continues, and if you run out of lives, it never sends you back to the beginning, rather to the level after the previous boss. And if you die while fighting Dracula, then using a continue spawns you right at the boss segment entrance. What this means is, when you die and try again, you get to learn things, and in doing so, understand how everything works, which helps a lot. Because knowledge is more than half of success in Castlevania, even more so than Twitch's skill and timing. This manifests in two ways. First, the strategy of when and where to use the special items you find, of which you can hold only one, and there is always predefined items located in various destructible candles. Though I have to say, the whole iconography of using hearts as weapon ammunition is weird. Regardless, with proper item usage, most of the bosses can go down like punks. Second, you gain understanding of various mechanics and possibilities. For example, you don't have to dodge fireballs, you can destroy them with your whip, including fireballs shot by Dracula himself. This knowledge really simplifies a lot of segments. Medusa heads might seem particularly annoying until you realize that they're moving in a very fixed wave, with their spawn point being relative to your vertical position. And once you know that, it becomes so much easier to avoid them and not let them knock you back into pits in levels where that's the case. There's powerful shielded axe throw knights that try to keep their distance from you, but you actually don't have to avoid the axes, as regardless if they're thrown high or low, they can be destroyed with a whip attack. So you don't really have to try and time when to use special weapons to hit them from the back, you can just be aggressive. And, you know, while skill is also a factor, with this knowledge, locations like a corridor that has both axe throw knights and Medusa heads transform into something much more manageable, even though at first it might feel like bullshit. But the game is very deliberately designed with this knowledge of mechanics in mind, that you will fail, but you will learn from it. As a result, while I did die quite a lot at first, now I can actually reach death, the 5th out of 6 bosses, without spending a single continue. Though even with all this taken into consideration, death itself feels a little bit too much. But hey, once again, there are strategies that can make the fight a lot simpler, and there are unlimited continues, so it's not that daunting of a task to reach that final moment of seeing Dracula's castle destroyed, as long as you take your time to understand the game and don't just try to mindlessly brute force your way through it. While there is bullshit in Castlevania, it is a deliberate game that is designed to be tackled accordingly. Almost every level and every encounter is more about understanding the layout and patterns, which makes finishing those stages a lot easier. So, look, when it comes to ranking, I have no qualms with putting Castlevania first relative to every single game that's in the list so far. It's somewhat flawed, yes, but as a whole it's a very holistic experience with tons of really smart design choices, and I have just enjoyed the game a whole lot. It's great, it's engaging, it's atmospheric, it's cinematic, it's really good.